Namon sefer hamidos, the book of traits, the book of attributes, the aleph-base book, or in hagos yeshoros, proper, straight customs and way to carry oneself. Chapter Chaloim, dream. Dream 1. For a bad dream, say in the morning, the dreams speak vainly. 2. For a good dream, say in a tone of wonderment. Could it be that dreams speak vainly? Could it be that dreams speak vainly? When it is written, in a dream I speak to him? For a good dream, say in a tone of wonderment. Could it be that dreams speak vainly? When it is written, in a dream I speak to him? 3. One who conducts himself modestly in the lavatory, his dreams will be settled. 4. Through speaking disparagingly about a tzaddik who has passed away, one is shown nightmares. 5. One who sees nightmares, it is a sign that his son or student will turn heretic in public, literally burn the food he is cooking. Second part of dream Chaloim 1. One who wants his dreams to be realized should write them in his ledger, and the day, the hour, and the place. Chapter Grace Chaim 1. Through charity one merits to grace. 2. Through humility one merits to grace. 3. To find grace one should be a host to guests. 4. Also one should guard oneself from forbidden foods, and guard one's mouth from forbidden speech. 5. One who expends money to acquire a rabbi from whom to learn, through this he will find grace. 6. When you defer, you will find grace. 7. Through rebuke you will find grace. Through, in brackets, giving, end of brackets, rebuke, you will find grace. 8. Olive oil is a segula, auspicious for grace. 9. A schooler for finding grace is to write on parchment, silver and gold, kindness and truth champion. Silver and gold, kindness and truth champion. 10. By the awe for a Torah scholar you merit to grace. By the awe, in brackets, you have, end of brackets, for a Torah scholar you merit to grace. 11. Words that are spoken literally come out calmly are accepted by people. 12. There are fish which are conducive to grace. 13. Learning Torah while traveling gives one grace. Second part of Grace Chaim. 1. When a man comes to a city to live, he should send meat to the poor of the city, and through this he will find grace in the eyes of the city's officials. Chapter Chanipa, adulation. 1. Through adulation one comes into the grip of foul language, and the opposite is also true. 2. Through adulation one's wife becomes a widow and his children orphans, and no one has compassion on them. 3. Through adulation comes fright. 4. Someone who walks in the marketplace and falls, it is certain that he has adulation in him. 5. Through adulation comes heartache. 6. Someone who relies on others comes into the grip of adulation. 7. One who guards himself from adulation, through this salvation comes to him. 8. It is permitted to adulate wicked people in this world. 9. Through adulation, judgment is aroused. 10. Also, one's prayer is not heard, and one becomes repulsive in everyone's eyes. Second part of adulation, Chanipa. 1. Through adulation, one comes into the grip of heresy. Kfira. Chapter Chakira, philosophy. 1. Contemplation of the world of chaos, that is, what is above and what is below. In brackets, concepts beyond our grasp. End of brackets, cause curse. Conversely, one who guards himself from these investigations causes blessing. 2. Due to speculating about what is above and below, one's sustenance comes with great effort. 3. One who delves deeply into the subject of the chariot, Merkava, a mystical Kabbalistic concept of the divine presence, passes away before his time. Chapter Chidishin de Eraisa. Novelties of Torah. Second part. 1. According to the novel interpretation that a person innovates in Torah, so is it drawn to him light from the holiness of the land of Israel. So is it drawn to him light, in brackets, inspiration and excitement, and a brackets, from the holiness of the land of Israel. 2. Through one's asmachtos. Through asmachtos, literally supports. This is a term used by the Talmud when a rabbinic ordinance is provided with some sort of basis from Scripture. This is explained in the continuation of this adage. Through asmachtos, abundant livelihood is bestowed upon the world. This is because there are many things for which we do not find an, in brackets, explicit end of brackets, a verse from the Torah, and our sages of blessed memory labored to find for them some sort of support. 3. Through novel Torah interpretations, the providence of Hashem, may he be blessed, is more revealed to people. 4. When one of the children of Israel is incarcerated, through this, according to his aspect, the wellsprings of wisdom are concealed from the wise of the generation. The opposite is true when he is released from the incarceration. 5. Through novel Torah interpretations, there are additional converts. 6. When a person wants to attain any conception in Torah, then great accusation is aroused upon him. He is then in great danger, and he needs to clothe himself in the visage of Avraham. He will then be saved from the accusation. 7. Torah innovators need to learn Torah codifiers before the innovation and also afterwards. The study of the codifiers is a protection for the innovations, so that no stranger may touch them. Also, when a person wants to do charity, it is necessary to act the same way as with the innovations. 8. Novel Torah interpretations and charity, each one arouses one's friend. 9. According to the novel Torah interpretations, so are novelties innovated in the work of creation. Masa Bereshis. 10. Not every novel interpretation that a person innovates in Torah is permitted for him to write. For some are not given to write, even though they are given to expound. Someone who knows which are to be written and which not, he will know and recognize one Jew among 1,000 Gentiles. He will know and recognize one Jew among 1,000, alternate text, thousands, Gentiles, literally from the nations. 11. A person needs to be careful not to speak words of Torah at a time and place when they will not be heard. Even at a place and time when they will be heard, it is necessary to weigh how many of them to say, so that he will not be in the aspect of a fool emits all of his spirit, because through that he brings about a disease called geschwellichs, swelling, because this disease comes about through an overwhelming amount of water in the blood. And this is to make a weight for the spirit, and water he established in measure. 12. Through novel Torah interpretations, one merits a nice talis, prayer shawl. 13. The tzaddik toils towards some desire or some matter of the Torah to attain it. Afterwards, this thing comes to a lesser person without toil or labor. All this is because the door had already been opened. All this is because the door had already been opened. 14. When some wicked person becomes great, then it becomes difficult to innovate any reasoning in the Torah codifiers. Any reasoning in the brackets works of the and the brackets Torah codifiers. Also, the words of the judges are not acceptable in the ears of the litigants. 15. When one reveals a person from the reasons of the Torah, through this, the people are pleased with him. When one reveals when one reveals a reason from the reasons of the Torah, through this, the, in brackets, spirit of the end of people, end of brackets, spirit of the end of brackets, people, literally creations, are pleased, in brackets, comfortable, end of brackets, with him. 16. Those of little faith, it is difficult for them to conceive novel Torah interpretations. Chapter Chitin, marriage, second part. One who has difficulty finding his soulmate should say the song at the sea with concentration. 2. Kiddush Levana, the blessing over the new moon, is a skula conducive to finding one's soulmate. A sign for this, The Hebrew word for moon, levana, is the acronym for a virgin is married on Wednesday. Levana, levana, besila, nis eis, la yoim, harvi'i. Opening words for tractate Kesuvas. 3. By making a marriage to a Torah scholar, benefits and blessings come to a person. By making a marriage to a Torah scholar, with a Torah scholar, to a Torah scholar, marrying, maybe becoming a son-in-law or a father-in-law, or an in-law with another one, or by making a marriage to a Torah scholar, benefits and blessings come to a person. 4. By making a marriage to a Torah scholar, again, to a Torah scholar in some way, one is saved. By making a marriage to a Torah scholar, one is saved from the punishment that comes through giving advice to do evil against a friend. 5. Through making a marriage to a Torah scholar, through this, worthy judges are appointed. 6. One who has difficulty in finding his soulmate should accustom himself to reciting the passages about the sacrifices of the princes of the 12 tribes. 7. A proposed match which is spoken about even though the actual match is not completed, this is also from providence, and the proposal itself has an impact on him and her. 8. The shroud which is used to cover the face of the bride before the marriage rites has the power of fertility. 9. Through prayer, one can change his soulmate that was announced in heaven. 10. One who is careful not to spend the night or to house two couples in one house. One who is careful not to spend the night or to house two couples in one house. Through this, he merits to have son-in-laws who are kohanim and, or, very important, son-in-laws who are kohanim, priests, and, or, very important. 11. When a man marries a woman after the death of his first wife is anguished in the grave. Letter Tes, Teva, nature. Second part. 1. Bodily health, one's life, and a person's nature all go according to the nature, life, and health of one's father and mother. 2. Someone whose hair is unnaturally abundant. This may lead to great damages and bad injuries from the other side. It is conducive for him to recite this section of the Torah that is read on Yom Kippur. Chapter Wandering Tiltul, in brackets, having to move constantly from place to another. Second part. 1. Through wandering, one merits a good name. 2. For the most part, the God-fearing, their livelihood comes through having to go from place to place. 3. Sometimes the tzaddik comes to wander, so that when he comes to the world to come, he will remember all the places he had been, and through this good will come to those places. 4. Not in every place does a person merit to have a fortunate attainment of Torah and good deeds. For this reason, the Holy One, blessed be He, brings about circumstances causing the person to leave one place and go to another. 5. Sometimes a person is obliged to suffer exile, and it is switched for him to some sickness. Sometimes a person is obliged to suffer exile, and it is switched for him to some sickness. Chapter Tahara, purity. Second part. 1. An upright woman purifies the house from leprosy. An upright woman purifies the house from leprosy. This was sefer hamidos, letters Ches and Tes. Ches, Chaloim, Chen, Chanipo, Chakiro, Chedishin Deraiso, Chitin, Tes, Teva, Tiltul, Tahara. Chaloim, dream. Grace, Chen, grace. Chanipo, adulation. Chakiro, philosophy. Chedishin Deraiso, novelties of Torah. Chitin, marriage. Teva, nature. Tiltul, wandering. Tahara, purity.